prior to the final the final match. This will determine what other team besides team Just Look At It will go into that final match for the prize. The prize, of course, being 2 $10 gift cards, one for each person on the winning team. And so, 2 really good teams going up against each other here. We have that survivability on the first team with Cho'Gath, very good in the lane. Of course, Caitlyn has an extreme range, so very good there. And then you have Urgot backed up by Soraka. So Urgot, of course, having some really good range himself. Answer back to Caitlyn once he does land that E, is that right? I believe E, yes. And then, of course, Soraka giving him that great sustainability in the lane. So should see a really good match here. So as far as the bans went this time, it was Vlad, Morton, Italy, TF, Rise, and Alistair. If you're wondering why the stream started and after the picks this time, wanted to avoid anybody. When I'm streaming this, in order to do so, in order to stream this live, I don't have a delay. I'm not able to incorporate one with XSplit. They do have the feature, it's just not currently working. So we don't have a delay, and without having a delay, I want to make sure that no team is able to gain any unfair advantages. So that means not showing the picks.
I concur.
As it is blind pick, it is not draft mode. In the future, we might switch that. It makes it a little easier on me too in this situation. The problem with it being draft mode is
I could help you
that last pick gets a really big advantage. In 2 versus 2, counter picking is very strong. It's a little hard. It's a little hard to counter pick an entire team in a 5 versus 5. But in a 2 versus 2, that last pick is really important if you're doing draft mode.
Cycle.
So a really big advantage, and so that's why I chose to go with blind pick. So I might change that in the future, but that is why I have decided to start streaming after the pick has already been made. So no team has that advantage. Why am I looking there? So I don't want to show where either team is. I'm not used to it yet. In the past, of course, I've always shown that. Now I'm able to see this mini map down at the bottom right that I'm sure you're all used to seeing and familiar with. But I've put the video over top of it. That way, if one of the teams is watching watching this video, they aren't able to see that mini map. They're only able to see what I see on my screen when I'm actually trying to show them, and takes away that possibility of somebody ghosting and seeing another team's position. So, not an advantage we want either team to have. I'll also not be talking about what goes on off screen. If we're not actually looking at it, I won't mention it. So, the action has started now. Both teams are in mid, very early engaged. Caitlyn taking a lot of damage there. Urgot as well, taking some damage there. Both teams having a pretty strong exchange there. Cho'Gath did take some damage, but as we talked about before, he's able to get that back pretty quickly, which makes him such a good laner. Of course, Soraka is going to be able to keep Urgot's health topped off and mana as well, for the most part. Really help that lane sustainability. Oh, and very nice. Urgot taking quite a bit of damage there on Caitlyn. Caitlyn answers back with what she can as well. So a lot of poking, a lot of harassing, going back and forth here. A lot of damage being done by both sides. When it comes to CS, Both Urgot and Cho'Gath kind of taking the lead on that right now. What we'd expect certainly from the Urgot-Soraka combination. And Soraka is really not going to be trying. Oh, a good flash there. This could be first blood. A lot of damage done there to Caitlyn, and the Ignite is going to take her down. So first blood landed there. Oh, it's going to do some damage to Urgot. Not enough that's going to be able to kill him. And Urgot's going to end up answering back really well, dropping Cho'Gath down to the point where he's going to have to go back. Caitlyn does now return to the lane. She does have that teleport. As we see in this game, all champions in this match do have teleport outside of Caitlyn. So no one should be staying out of the lane too long, which is very important in these 2 versus 2 matches. Don't want to end up by yourself for too long if you're low on health or anything like that. You want to be able to defend that lane. Both Soraka and Urgot took a lot of damage there. It looks like Urgot did go back, leaving Soraka in the lane by herself. She's very low on mana though. Caitlyn drinking a health potion. She still has 2 left. Cho'Gath still picking up those last hits. And Caitlyn now is starting to catch up on last hits. And that's something I was mentioning before we had that engage was, you really want the last hits on Caitlyn as well. Soraka can go without last hits. Caitlyn not so much. She needs to get that damage up there. She needs to become that AD carry that she is. So last hit's really important to her. Cho'Gath, of course, can pick them up fairly easily and make sure that no last hits are missed. Caitlyn takes a lot of damage there. She does have those health potions. She's going to be able to get some of that health back, but not a good exchange for her. Cho'Gath missing that rupture as Urgot steps out of it. He's getting a little low on mana. Neither him or Caitlyn are in a great situation right now. Him being fairly low on mana, her being fairly low on health. While the sustainability of Soraka is definitely showing through now. Both her and Urgot doing very well when it comes to both mana and health. And we haven't really seen much use of the jungle yet in this game.
Very interesting.
Both teams, of course, allowed to use that jungle. If they'd like, they just can't go to those side lanes, but use of the jungle is completely within the rule set. Caitlyn did take a lot of damage there by Urgot. She does get away, but she's likely having to head back, leaving Urgot to defend this turret by himself. Looks like Urgot is going to end up getting quite a bit of damage here on this turret, as Cho'Gath's not able to defend it very well in a 2 versus 1 situation. So far it looks like the Soraka-Urgot combo is in favor so far. Certainly could change towards the end. Caitlyn is a very strong character as the game progresses. As is Cho'Gath. Once he gets that level 6 and starts stacking that beast, he becomes quite hard to kill. So the longer the game goes, the more damage they're going to be able to output, and the more likelihood they have of taking this game, I believe. Caitlyn did a lot of poking in there, showing what she can do with that extreme range that she has. She does have the longest starting range of any AD champion. Tristana is the only one that, Tristana and Kog'Maw as well. The only other champions able to exceed her auto attack range. Tristana doesn't do so very early in the game. looks like they're going to get pushed onto this turret. A little bit more damage is going to get done to this turret. Oh, very nice step into the trap there against Urgot, which causes him to take some tower damage. Looks like they will press back onto this turret again. They're keeping it pushed, keeping the pressure on Caitlyn and Urgot, forcing them to defend. And I believe they are losing when it comes to minion kills, and they are substantially. As Urgot really is winning with minion kills. Cho'Gath running into that fight, pushing in, getting a lot of damage done, and getting them out of that situation where they're constantly pushing their turret. As they're pushed to that turret, it makes it very hard for them to last hit. And that's put them really far behind when it comes to CS. Of course, this isn't a 5 versus 5, so when they over-push like that, they don't have to worry about someone coming out of the jungle to gank them or any situation like that. So, not nearly a bad idea as push. And they do pick up that kill there with the Caitlyn ult, along with the feast there onto Urgot. A lot of damage done to Urgot, dropping him down, leaving Soraka to defend the lane by herself again. Caitlyn is going to use this opportunity to go back, laying Cho'Gath, farm up himself some CS here. Getting Urgot out of the lane is really important to them right now, as they need him to slow down when it comes to minion kills. He has a very strong advantage right now. He is up to 47 minion kills, nearly twice the minion kills of Cho'Gath or Caitlyn, making him a very strong carry right now, and a very important target for them. So Caitlyn trying to get some poking done in here. Got a little bit damage. She got a little bit of damage done there to Urgot. Not a ton. About a little bit of harassment back and forth by both teams. Urgot getting caught in one of the traps again. And it looks like Soraka will head back. Urgot will be in the lane by himself now. And they should be able to prevent him from getting too many last hits as he's by himself. The feast does go off. The ultimate goes off. It's not going to be able to take him down. He does end up living through that. But he did take a substantial amount of damage. He's very low on health now. That, of course, will change as Soraka comes back. Soraka did use her ultimate in that fight to make sure he lived. I don't believe he would have died that Caitlyn ult either way, but a very good ultimate by Soraka. Urgot moving in now, trying to get a little bit of harassing on Caitlyn and push some damage onto his tower. He does only get one hit to the tower. The tower gets a hit back as well as Caitlyn. But he does land his poison on Caitlyn, allowing him to land 3 consecutive Qs on Caitlyn, dropping her health down to nearly a quarter of a bar of health. Cho'Gath both being back in the lane now. Going to be able to protect Caitlyn a little bit better. He does get the silence off on Soraka, mainly for its damage done. So both teams in similar situations here when it comes to health and mana, both kind of looking for that opportunity. Urgot still leading very much so when it comes to this. Yes, they do get that kill on Soraka. Very quick burst there to take her down. Soraka not having any CS. Doesn't have any survivability either. The only item she has for survivability at all, she does have that Doran's Ring giving her a little bit of health, but she is definitely an easy target to take down. Urgot as well, very squishy, but he does have that shield. He does pop the shield there. It goes down quickly to the Q and auto attack from Caitlyn.